Choosing the right paint color can make or break a sale of the home. Now, whether if it's a buyer's market or a seller's market, it doesn't matter. Painting a home with the right paint color can be the single most effective way to boost your home's value and put money in your pocket. Not only paint color, just paint, but the color is really important. When selling a home, first impressions online are everything, as you only have a few seconds to capture a buyer's attention. So a simple change in paint color or just painting a drabby old wall can transform your home from overlooked to irresistible and significantly impact a buyer's first impression and their overall decision to even see the house. If we can't get them through the front door, guys, there's not going to be any offers. And if you can't get them off the website to click, I want to see this house, they'll never walk through the front door. And I believe selecting the wrong shade of paint can mean your home sits on the market for months, costing you a lot of time and money, while the right color palette can attract multiple offers and boost your selling price by thousands. I can prove it here today. It's a game changer. It sets your property apart from the competition. This includes not only the interior of the home, but the exterior. Imagine a buyer gets a ding on the phone. Ding, new listing coming soon. Oh, let me see what it looks like. And they check their phone, and from that second, they're going to decide whether they are either instantly in love with your home or they're deleting it right off their feed. Because a freshly painted home will do that. And with the right color throughout the whole home, don't do different colors in different rooms, it allows the buyer to immediately envision themselves living there. And that's the key. It's the emotional connection that you're trying to get. And that translates into getting lots of showings, which then bids up the offers, higher offers, quicker sale, all that stuff. So stay with me. I'm going to reveal the top color and some colors that can add thousands to your property's worth and ensure a fast and profitable sale. Because you want to turn your home into a magnet for eager buyers. Because you will not get another opportunity to elevate your home's market potential. This is it. Now, we here at Cardano Realtors, we do painting on most every one of our listings, get some kind of paint here or there. And recently, I sold a client's mom's home in Abington. And on the first appointment, they said, we only want to get rid of the stuff, and then we're going to put the home on the market. And that was it. And I'm going to show you some pictures of that. Now, as you're seeing these pictures, you can see there's a lot of stuff that the home needed to get out, and it needed some love, and it needed my magic, as my clients call it. So looking at this house and hearing what they're saying, so I said, let me bring my investor in. That's the bottom line number, what an investor would pay, right? And without doing anything, he'll remove all the stuff, $350,000. Now, I didn't press the issue of doing anything other than saying, we can do better. And she heard better, says, okay, tell me more. I said, just a small investment. And when they heard the word paint, they thought, oh my God, that's going to be expensive. We're not painting, but not if you have the right painter for the job who doesn't do Ralph Lauren jobs. They just do painting jobs for houses going on the market. So I said, let's get some estimates of removing the rugs and painting the walls to freshen up the space so it makes it easier for the buyer to picture themselves in this house. So today I'm going to take you through the process showing how the right paint color turned a $10,000 investment, that was just $6,000 of that was just for paint, into $115,000. So let's get started and see how we can make more money for you. What's the power of paint? Well, first, why is it so powerful? Well, painting your home is the least expensive way and the most cost-effective update you can make. If you just paint, and that's it. I love that thought. Now, removing the carpets is also good, but not always good to do on all homes. But paint is the most difficult task for a homeowner to get into their heads. They always fight me. I'm not going to paint. No painting. It's too expensive. I said, hey, let's just get an estimate and let's decide. And that's what I did with this house in Abington. And what I do for those non-believers, I say, hey, here's some pictures. There's some before and after photos, how much that costs, and share the success stories from other clients. Because a fresh coat of paint could transform a space. What it does, it makes it clean and updated. It's ready for potential buyers, like a sample home. They don't want to see how you lived in there, what pictures you had on the walls and all that, your purple and yellow walls. But not just any color is going to do this. It's about choosing the right shades that appeal to the broadest audience. That is what a paint color can do, a paint color of today. Now, I grew up as a daughter of a custom home builder, and at 5 years old, I was walking around sample homes, so all I knew was neutral paint colors, fresh paint, things like that. So that is why I'm probably so adamant about painting. So right now I'm going to show you 2 rooms. Here's a side-by-side comparison of these 2 rooms. The one room with all the stuff in it has like a neutralish yellow color wall. It wasn't bad. It's kind of drabby, but it could have passed. Now, the other side of the picture is a painted wall, minus the stuff, and it can show you what color can do to a room. The old room, the colors were faded. We just removed the stuff and we painted the walls. And it allowed us also, the painting, to remove the blinds. And that's really important because those blinds were old. So for resale purposes and online showings, the fresh coat of paint wins every time. And you can see it here. You see that nice white trim? That's the other thing. Making sure that the trim is this white color. We're going to go over that in a little bit. I'll show you more pictures. Hang on here. You wait and see some of these transformations. So you need to get out of the personal color choices, okay? Now, before I get into some real life examples like of this house in Abington, I would like to say you may love bold colors, reds, blues, purples, and like I said before, that reflect your taste. But they often make buyers feel that they have a project on their hands. The kids today, they don't like projects. They envision them as expensive, time-consuming, and it's going to take away from all the little things that I do every day. So think neutral, not the color white. I'm going to go over that in a little bit, but don't think white. Never paint a wall white. If you're spending money to paint, don't listen to your painter who says, I got a bunch of cheap white paint in my car, let's paint it white. This painter never sold a home, okay? What you want to do is provide a blank canvas that allows buyers to visualize their own furniture decor in your space, but not white, because then white against the white trim, the marketing's terrible. You can't take great pictures. You want to have some color differential between the paint color on the wall and the trim. Got it. Very important. I'm going to show you that. And you saw that in that last picture. So what is that fantastic color, Diane, you ask? Well, I'll show you in a brief moment. Now, if you just learned something, smash that like button. Please subscribe to my channel for more incredible content and share this video with anyone who needs to see it. Help a girl out to get 600 subscribers by the end of the summer. So let's get into those real life examples. These examples are from a home, this home I sold in Abington, and I sold this past spring, so it's the spring of 2024. I want you to give me my opinion. What do you think? Comment below. Maybe you'll disagree with me. That's okay. Remember, we're talking about what sells. So I'm going to show you some pictures to what we did to have this home have a net gain of $105,000. Remember, $115,000 was the difference in the price I got from the investor price, that doing nothing, minus the $10,000 investment, but the paint was only about $6,000, and the carpets were like $1,200 and whatever. Now, this process started at doing nothing other than removing the stuff. And then we got estimates for removing the rugs and painting, and they said, okay, so this is a process that a seller goes through, like, okay, do nothing. Okay, let's get the rugs. Oh, that looks good. Let's get some painting estimates. That's how it works. It's a process for you in your head. You got to think about that. I understand where you're at. It's hard to envision all this happening. But when you see the end result, you're like, oh my God, that's amazing. Let's get into seeing some of these pictures. So what did it look like just getting the rugs removed? Here's a picture of the living room, what it looked like with the rugs, and then a picture of the room, the same room, with the rugs in the process of being removed. And also a picture of the bedroom, rugs before, and now in the process of being removed. Look at those beautiful hardwood floors. Scrumptious, hey? Wow, that's all I can say right there. So we did that for all the rooms. And then I said, let's consider painting. So we got the estimate, $6,000, blah, blah, blah. And we got to go ahead. I was so excited because I knew she was going to be excited because I sold Uncle's home, Antonio, and same thing, resistance from the family. And then we did the same thing. We finally got a believer. And she was kind of a believer anyway, but I had to get her over the edge because she had a mom to think about who was still living and she didn't want to do anything. So what color should you choose? What colors did we use? Let's talk about specifics before I talk about a specific color. Neutrals are all the best, but what color don't you paint your wall? White, right. You've just learned that. If you learned something below, let me know. Comment below. Never white wall with white trim. It just does not show up for pictures. And pictures are everything. It gets the buyer in the house. Colors like a warm gray or light beige tones are universal appealing. They create more of a welcoming, versatile backdrop that works almost with any decor. So that's why I chose, which I chose for all my listings, and for this house as well, a color that combined both the gray and the beige. Here's the color. It's called Revere Pewter. It's a Benjamin Moore paint. It can be matched by any paint store. It's a fabulous color. I even painted my home at the shore, that color. Now remember, what's the goal? The goal is to create a space that feels fresh and inviting, yet neutral enough to appeal to the masses so they can feel they can just move in without having to paint. Got it? Move in without having to paint, feel. That's the idea. And with this paint color, it changes with the sunlight. So it feels like a different paint color, but neutral and appealing at all times. So I'm going to start with the exterior because that's very important. You need to freshen up your exterior, especially if there's some outdated paint colors or paint shutters. The garage door, these are the things that are really important. It's your first impression. It can be the difference between somebody actually continuing to look at the interior pictures that you have. You have to invite them in, right? So the outside looks like, oh, I like that, I like that. And then they keep swishing aside, and finally they get inside. You want them to get them inside, correct? So let's start with the outside of this house in Abington. When I pulled up for the appointment, the outside was this yellow color. Check out the garage door. Oh my God. Cute color, right? It was color from the past. And also I have a picture here of the back porch. It had some damage there, which we fixed, and then we painted all the yellow everywhere around the house. Okay? So side to side now, before and after. You have the outside before and after, and you can see the big difference here. See how the home is freshened up? It's inviting. Now, this house is on a busy street, so it has to be very inviting. And the back porch doesn't look like the house is falling down. You know, it looks great. Here's the before and after of the porch. You can see it's all cleaned up. Can't you see this is a must-do on the outside of your home? Check out your shutters. Go outside. Were they from 1940, the last time they were painted? Check it out. Now, we're going to go inside, starting with the foyer. We painted the foyer with our color, Revere Pewter, and it allowed us to remove all the paintings from the wall when you paint and take all the marks off the wall. And we painted the trim white. This is an amazing difference before and after of this room. This is the first place they see, the foyer. It's inviting. Next, the living room went from the ugly carpets and old white paint to shiny floors and painted walls and trim. This is a great look for this home, before and after. Next, the bedroom picture. One of the bedrooms had the carpets removed, right? We removed the carpets already, and we took those walls are corkboard walls. It was a mess to remove those walls, and he did it. Our painter did it, didn't charge a whole lot of money. And then we have the after picture. So inviting, right? And then this other bedroom, which is the master bedroom, we have the before with the green rugs. The walls are all shabby. And the after with the trim. See how the trim is popping out against that gray beige wall? It looks so soft and inviting. I love it. Next, down to the family room. We didn't do anything with the floor because it would have been too much money to do and not worth it. We just painted the paneling. It's smart to do in any of your home. Do you have paneling in your home? You must paint over that paneling and show how it looks with the paint on the wall, not with the paneling. It makes the room feel bigger. Now the before and after of that. It looks more fresh and clean. Next, the kitchen. Now we didn't paint the kitchen cabinets. We do that for a lot of our houses. We do suggest to, remove the knobs, which we did. And if you do paint, right now the paint color for cabinets is white, and it looks good off the walls. And we just installed those new handles there. We cleaned up the cabinets, we got rid of the green, and we painted the walls our color, and it looked fabulous. And it looked open and inviting. And another area we handled was a family room bath that was off the laundry room. Look at this picture before. We installed a new toilet and painted that area. It looks fabulous. The before and after is amazing there. And it looked like you could go to the bathroom. Before, that toilet was horrible. And all we did was install it for $99 as a toilet. So, as you can see, painting a neutral color like our Revere Pewter all throughout the house, having a differential between the wall color and the trim. Remember, no white on the walls. And this includes the doors. I'm going to show you a picture. The doors were brown. You see the door walking into this room is brown. And you can see now this room, the white doors, they stand out. Makes the room look bigger, okay? I love that project. Yeah, I really did. And if you're wondering what you could be doing to your home, and if you learned something here, subscribe to more videos like this and learn more about your future home sale, or maybe your parents or a friend of the family that you're going to be helping out. And if you need an agent referral from your area, I can get you one. What I'll do is I'll vet that agent. I'll do a video walkthrough of your home. I'll give you my tips. I get called for referrals all the time. I come in and spend about an hour with you, check out their house, and I write down the tips, and I find you an agent who will do exactly what we put together for you. But before you commit to a color, you really need to test your home's lighting, because different lights can change the appearance of the paint, making it look warmer or cooler. Maybe we'll go to the next level up of that color or down. So we do look at that. A handy tip, just get a peel and stick paint samples. They're awesome. You just put it on your wall. It allows you to move the swatches around your home and see how they look at different times of the day. However, I've never gone wrong with a rear view pewter, but it's always good to try it out if you're not a believer yet. All you do is just peel off the backing, stick it to the wall, and move it around as you need it. You can avoid the hassle of mess of painting sample patches and directly on your walls. It's a great thing to do. So let's review some common mistakes. One of the biggest mistakes sellers make is choosing colors based on their personal preference. That's what I talked about earlier, rather than appeals to buyers. So remember that. Remember, the goal is to attract the highest number of potential buyers, not to showcase your unique style. First thing you have to do when you sell your house, divorce yourself from your asset that you bought years ago. Okay, now you're trying to get as much money from that asset, not deter people from giving you the most amount of money. So bold and unique colors, yeah, they might look beautiful for you, but they can be off-putting for the buyer. So stick to neutrals, create a more universal appealing space. No white, remember? Also, another mistake is poor quality paint jobs. Sellers try to do it themselves. If you're not experienced with painting, it's worth hiring a professional. Shoddy paintwork with uneven lines and drips can be a huge turnoff to buyers. I've seen paint on walls, paint on the trim. That's bad. You want to make sure you're using the right paint on the trim, it's a semi-gloss, and do not use the glossy paint on the walls. Make sure you use flat paint, okay? And another question I always get about painting or getting your house ready, should I hire a stager? What is their role versus the role of an agent? Well, me as an agent, I never need a stager. If I think I do, I bring one in. But for me, I don't use stagers because stagers try to put stuff in the house. I'm trying to take stuff out. But as far as paint colors, maybe that will be acceptable to do. And that's something I would work out with my seller and bring my stager in. There's a difference between decorating for yourself and staging a home for sale. Because decorate, like I say, they design for your personal taste and your lifestyle. But stagers, and real estate, they don't know what really sells in real estate. Real estate agents know what sells. Stagers know what looks good for the seller. So basically, my story here is always the same. I went into a house and it was staged. They had these little tchotchkes all around the place, little staging little things. I'm like, oh my God, there's too much stuff in this house. We got to remove it. So we removed stuff, put it in the garage, took pictures, sold it in one day after being 6 months on the market because the pictures didn't show well because there was so much stuff in the house and people couldn't see the house for what it really was. So after watching this video, if you're not keen on the review pewter and you're still unsure about your color choices, consult your professional stagers. You can always call me for my updated paint color as well. One thing the stagers do, they have a keen eye for what looks good in photos and what attracts buyers. And they can provide valuable insights as well and help you make the best choices for your home. So today I showed you a real life example and you got to see the transformation with your own eyes, how we see it and how it went from here to $115,000 more for the house. So to wrap things up, final tips: stick to neutral colors that appeal to the wide audience, never use white paint, and choose something that is trendy but traditional, hence Revere Pewter. You think I like that color? Yeah. Test your paint colors in different light conditions. Consider hiring a professional painter, please, to ensure a high quality finish, and we'll find the lowest cost one for you. Consult with a stager or a real estate agent for expert advice. I prefer using myself against the stager, but we always walk together on the high-end listings. However, get rid of all your tchotchkes in the house. No matter what paint color you use, all that stuff in the house is not going to matter. Stay tuned for our next video packed with more expert improvement tips to help you achieve your goals on home inspection, how to handle the home inspection. Happy painting, and here's to a successful home sale.